What's up, everybody? Live again with another live stream, trading live stream. Let me go ahead and turn this down. But yeah, so going live. Obviously, this is going to be the last day. Oof, there we go. This is going to be the last day of me trading for the week. So just want to see what's going on for the week and if there's any opportunities. So this week, again, I haven't really taken a lot of trades on my actual live accounts. This is not going to be an ideal trading week. Again, I've talked about this multiple times on multiple streams. The fact that NFP is on Friday, this is the first week of the month. 4th of July is tomorrow, right? So this is a really shortened week volatility wise. We might see some volatility on Friday, but I mean, also it's a holiday weekend. So a lot of activity might not be there. So I've really just kind of been chill on actually trading my personal accounts, and really just kind of focus more on the maybe potentially taking some trades in some challenge accounts. I have an Apex account that's like a 250K account here, and then a few 50K challenges that I need to probably run through in addition to the live ones that I have. So really just trying to get a better understanding for, if there's a position that I want to take today. And yeah, see what we get. Ideally, I'm still bullish, right? We haven't really hit our weekly target. And so coming to the actual over our terminal today, ideally seeing something like this where the market trades back into this level, and then really looking for opportunities to go long. So I want to see a retest of this cap right here. I don't think we're coming back. I think this is going to be the move for the day. I don't think we're going to come back down. I'm still very much bullish. Again, our overall target, we want to see if we can hit this weekly high and do something with that. So I'll really be looking to see if we come back down and retest this. And then I'll be looking to, actually getting the retest right now. Just kind of measuring things out. See where my stop loss would be if I were to take a trade on this. Let me go ahead and make this window bigger. Scoot this over. 98. My stop will want to go somewhere at 203. Let's just say let's call it 200. I'm gonna put 5 up. Over to trade on that. So yeah, now it's just kind of being the being patient game. I don't think we are going to come back down. We have a bullish objective for the week, and so if we take this out, I'm really just looking to see how we respect this level here, and if we can stay above this 226 level, and see if we can go higher. So I'm still patient, waiting to see if we can. Not quite ready to answer any positions today. Might be a little early. It's a little bit earlier than I want to see usually from my window. I might scratch. Oops. This is not what I wanted to see. Actually, I wanted to up this a lot more. Trading with micros. So I'm gonna actually 25 this. Not really. It's 500. That's less than one. I don't want to see that. I want to bet. Whatever. Sun broke back, AC. Again, the majority of my trading is really just watching. Like it's not really too much. And since this account is a little bit bigger, I'm probably going to go a little bit more aggressive, which is cool. My stops up a little bit right there. It's times like this I wish I kind of had a 30-second time frame so I could see what was going on in this. But ideally, took out these lows, we traded back into this space. In theory, there shouldn't really be a reason for why the market wants to come back down here. We spent time really trading back into this old imbalance. So if we do start to see the market run for these lows, then it's probably a good indication that I was off, which I'm cool with. Again, this is not real money this week. This is a challenge. So I usually am a little bit more aggressive when I take these. So normally I take 250K challenges. This was a promotion. Um, this is a promotion that I took a while ago that Apex was offering on some 250K challenges, and they just auto renewed. So they're technically cheaper than what you would pay for them now. I wouldn't recommend anybody get the 250K challenges. If you guys are taking challenges with Apex, use the 50K. Um, Tina says, how do you determine your stop loss? So my stop loss is determined by structure. So really, um, usually there's an area on the chart that I'm looking at that if I get it, if my idea is invalid, usually, I'm sorry, if the, I'm usually, okay, let me backtrack. Sorry. I'm usually looking at the areas on my charts by, determining an area on the chart that I think, if price takes this level out, then my stop or my entry will be invalid. And that's usually where my stop loss will go. So for my trading philosophy, like my stop will be here because if price really runs this area and really this low, if I was more conservative, but I think I can be a little more aggressive here with my stop. But ideally, if price runs out this low, then I'm probably wrong on my trades. So I usually put them in an area where I think that I'll be wrong if I I'm sorry, yeah, that my trading idea is invalid um, if uh, if it hits that area. So um, meaning, so I guess simplifying it, price could run all the way down here, really retest this area, and then go up. And I'm okay with that. But the minute that price really takes out, I mean, honestly, if I was a little bit more conservative again, if it took price takes out this low or retest this low, then it's very high probability that my set situation and my setup is not valid. So, um, so by putting my stop there, I basically put myself in a position to say, okay, cool, I'm wrong. I'll let my stop loss get hit. I'm good. And then I'll either reevaluate the market or, I'll be done for the day. I don't try to trade both sides of the market. I really try to just trade um, like one particular one particular side of the review of the market and then call it a day. This is the all-time high. This is not the all-time high. Okay, cool. So basically I'm up 20 points and that's $500. So if I go up another 100 points, I would be up, what, 2,500 maybe? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just be patient and see what happens. Ideally, I want to see the market really run for our all-time high. That's this 20,000 level there. And then it's kind of like the long-term target. Yeah. So if we really get a break above this level, then that'll be a good thing. So let me zoom back in and really looking at like current price action. So yeah, really just kind of depends on how we treat this level. I think ideally, things I don't like about this run is that it's very shallow. We're not getting a lot of it's very shallow. It's not just taking off and going, which is kind of alarming. So we could see a run back down here, but we'll see. One thing that I do when I trade is that I mean, people talk about managing your risk, um, and I think it's so important. You're gonna hear me say the same things over and over again, but managing your risk to the point where the amount of money that you're losing in this trade is not gonna rattle you, whether even if it's a challenge. Obviously, none of the money is real in a challenge, but sometimes people see a big number on the screen and they're down, and it starts messing with their head. So trading is all about making the most rational decisions that you can, and using the data that you have to like obviously make the best decision, right? And don't get caught up in like the price fluctuations, like the ups, the downs. Like I could be up $200, I could be down $2,000, right? But like whatever my risk is, and I'm okay. Like I need to know what that is beforehand. So when I risk it, I'm good. So like I think this trade will be somewhere around $1,000. If I lose it, I'm okay with that, right? I'm up 7,800 on the account, right? And that's cool. I'm good. So if I lose 1,000, I'm a little bit more aggressive when I take these challenges, um, but it's okay if I lose this money. So I'm not tripping about if I you know if I lose this money, or so if I go negative, if I go all the way back to zero, right? Like it's okay. I'm more focused on what I'm trying to see in the charts, and is this playing out, and is the market giving me something that I want to see? So I actually have positions running on two accounts. So let me flip over to the other one. This is again is another Apex challenge, $50,000 account. If y'all can't tell by now, I'm really trying to get done with these Apex accounts. I think I had like 18 of them done, and I didn't realize I made a couple of mistakes when I was trying to pay for the accounts, and I ended up voiding three of them, which kind of sucks. Three or four of them, I don't know, something like that. So whenever you guys pass the Apex challenge, make sure you don't cut off your subscription before you pay for the account. Because I did that with like three or four accounts. I cut off the subscription um, before I actually paid for the actual live account, and they basically took away my account. So um, now instead of having to get past 20 challenges to get 20 accounts, I think I got to pass like it's gonna be like 26 total or something like that. So either way, yeah, it's gonna happen, right? Like I'm not really worried about it, but just a little bit more time, a little bit wasted money, I guess. Um, but it's a process. I'm learning about this future space, just like everybody else is. I'm really coming from the Forex prop firm space, and before that, obviously trade my own live accounts or my own personal account. So it's a process. I'm learning stuff about this every day. So, but if you guys are in that same predicament, pay for your live accounts, especially on Apex. Pay for your live accounts before you cancel the subscription. So I was trying to save money and not be cheap, and it cost me like three more challenges or four more challenges. So JD says tops. What's good, man? What's going on, Jay? Uh yeah, so things I don't like here is we had this level right here that the market is really failing to get through. We also ran out the high of the day, so I don't like that. I really want to see an accentuated run through here. I also don't like this. And so when I say I don't like something, it's really just kind of like me building up the reasons as to why this trade might go against me, right? So we just ran a high. We have this old kind of trend line liquidity situation being built up here. So um, I don't I don't like that. We could see us run for these lows. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock too. I don't like that. We'll see. See what happens here. Let me switch back to the other one. That's the one I'm more kind of concerned about. 67. Yeah. Y'all can't see this, but I have the other account running on a different screen. So, whoa, what's going on here? Major gap up. I wonder if there was news. This is obviously something I should have checked beforehand. Let's see, 10 o'clock. No, it's no news. Oh, ISM is a red folder at 10 o'clock. Yeah. It's not a major red folder, something that I wouldn't stay like not trade. So if I had to guess, is this was just kind of like a liquidity grab or a stop hunt. And we'll probably keep going up, especially since I don't see any imbalances there. Yeah. Hmm. I could see it going either way. We'll see. Yep, Sheila, appreciate it. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm not this I'm okay with my stops getting hit. I don't have an issue with that. That's never gonna be a problem. I could see there's kind of a list of things, reasons is why I think we could go the other way though. Um Sheila, you know this, but looking at this from the other perspective, right? How we had a run of liquidity up here. We're failing to break this. I could see the market going the other way. Obviously, the trend line liquidity, which looks like we just ran off of that news. So you see how the market basically set this up, right? To use that red folder to come back down and grab all of that, right? I do like how we respected the gap. I think if we would have just crashed and really came down here, then I would have been a little bit more scared. We also didn't really have like an imbalance open up a FVG right here. So I think I think this might still be good to go bullish, but again, just kind of noting how the market uses those news releases to really run at a level of liquidity. Um, so that's intentional, right? It's not an, it's definitely intentional that the market was building up liquidity for 20 minutes just to come down and take that out. So we'll see what happens, but either way, I think I'd be maybe a little more stressed out if these were my real accounts, but you know, you start to notice that the market has the same tricks over and over and over again. Like it does the same things. Like it can only do so many different things over and over. And so um, after a while, it's kind of like I don't know if anybody ever played like sports, but it's like when you're playing like basketball, right? You can only go left, you can go right, or you could shoot a jump shot, right? And that's it's the same thing in this. No matter what you're doing, you're either going left, you're either going right, or you're shooting, and it's the same things over and over and over again. It just might look a little different each time, but again, the same things. So not only did that level of news um, take out that 1 minute liquidity that it was building up, you start going to these higher time frames and see how it traded back down there too. So I think this is actually probably good to keep going higher, to be honest with you. Um, yeah. Traded back down in this order block too. I bet if I grab this right here, what is that? That's consequent encroachment of that order block on the dot, right? So you start seeing how a lot of this stuff lines up over and over and over again. And uh, I mean, it's this is algorithmic, right? These markets are controlled and manipulated. Um, oops. These markets are controlled and manipulated. Like they're there's no way in the world you can have millions and millions of traders trading back and forth every single day and hedge funds and big institutions, and it does stuff is this precise, right? Trading back down into this range in the 15-minute, respecting an overall like 1 hour CE level of a fair value gap. Or I'm sorry, of an order block. Like these, this stuff is like it's like pretty much proof that these markets are controlled, which is cool because if the markets are controlled, then we can learn how to trade them. I'm gonna go back to this other one. $800 in this one. And again, I'm a little more aggressive with my challenges because I know when I get the really counts that I'm pretty good at employing good risk management. So for me, it was like, how can I get funded the fastest? But if you are new and you're learning, it's a really good practice to, you know, um, take your time, treat it like a real account. And yeah, make sure that you're doing all the right proper steps. Yeah, we're just having a hard time getting through this high. That's not a good sign. So we'll see. Let me go back to the other one. 67. Mhm. Do 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 do. Anybody doing anything good for 4th of July? Just barbecuing. Yeah, same here. Nothing too crazy. I'm like managing projects through my actual job and obviously managing this stuff too. So I'm ready for the weekend. Yeah, just the market's like hesitancy to go through This high is kind of alarming, but we got 5 minutes till this 15-minute candle closes, so we'll see. Mhm. I think the biggest thing too is like when you're trading these accounts, like you know, um, every like one loss. Let's say this loses, right, and it's and our loss, and it comes back down and takes out sell side, and hits our stop loss. Um, like this shouldn't be a make or break trade. Like you should your account shouldn't you should not be scared that you're gonna blow your challenge or blow your account off of one trade. Like on average, like I said, I lose 30% of my trades. Last month, I lost like 50% of my trades, right? But I still walked away with like $9,000 across a couple of accounts, or maybe I think almost 10, something like that. So it's it's uh it's one of those things where you got, again, the risk management piece is probably the most important piece, because just controlling your risk will help you control your emotions better. So you're not trying to double down on losses and that sort of thing. I also don't expect like a crazy huge run today anyway, because again, I mean, if we were to take out this high and go up another 100 points to the all-time high, that would be awesome. But um, you just got to think about where we're at in the week. Again, uh, think about any hedge funds, institutions, traders, right? They're going to be just like normal people, right? They might shut down shop early. The trading desks might not be as heavy with traders and volume as it would be in a normal day because of the holiday coming up tomorrow. So some people might have started their holiday early. So we also did have a big run yesterday too. So all those things kind of play into it. We have 2 minutes left until this 15-minute candle ends, and we respected this level here. So I think we're probably good. See where we're at 10:15. But yeah, I would say we are probably good. And the crazy part too is that like sometimes you gotta, if you're not managing your risk right, all of this would have had you like shook, right? Because let's say you over leveraged, let's say you had like 30 contracts on instead of 10, right? You would have been down here maybe $1,000. You would have been up and down. You would have been a lot more shaky, and you wouldn't have been able to manage the position as well as if you maybe had only 10 contracts on, or this is technically 10 micros or one standard mini contract, right? So all this little consolidation back and forth would have got your heart racing, but all that was this. And so this is very easy to read, right? We ran down here, we're going higher. But this, consolidation is not a, it's that's something that gets your heart racing, right? And so sometimes what I do is go up to the higher time frames to see what's going on, or I just take a step back and say like, what's okay? If all this consolidation here or this back and forth, movement, what's really going on in my higher time frames? Because the higher time frame you go, the truer picture you're going to get of what's going on. And so this is easily telling you that we're bullish, whereas this 1 minute time frame is like it's a bunch of mess, right? So again, obviously, with my particular strategies, I'm entering on these lower time frames, but I'm still juggling time frames to see what's really going on here. So um, I'm actually gonna add one contract. Both. There. So it's not going to be a crazy big day on this 250K account, but I probably will pass this 50K challenge. So Sheila said, my problem has always been respecting my stop loss. I always move it. I think the big thing here is like with that is you got to let your stop loss get hit. Like I know it's a crazy thing to like people always like it goes against what our natural thought process is. Like we want to save money, right? Or we want to protect our money. But the problem with that is, sometimes you need to get that stop loss getting hit to kind of see the clarity. Like I know with me personally, like I get so focused on how could this trade win and like looking at my targets and just focusing on it going up, up, up in this case, right? That sometimes I forget to look at the other side of the trade and see like, okay, how could this go against me? So purposely, I have to purposely like take myself out of the trade mentally and look at the other side. It's like how I was doing before, like looking at it and see like how could I have failed or how could this have went against me? Like, if this were to go short, why would this have gone short? And sometimes getting your stop loss hit like actually makes you come back and take a step back and make you look at the market and say, okay, cool. Well, um, this didn't happen. It like obviously what I wanted to see didn't happen. Is my trade setup still valid? What am I missing here? And sometimes you're just gonna have losses, right? Sometimes the market's just gonna run, right? Like for instance, maybe you put your stop loss right below this fair value gap right here, this big one in the 1 minute, and or this is the 15-minute one, and it ran down and it took that out, right? The market could have did something like this. It could have ran down all the way down like this, boom, and then shot all the way back up and wicked, right? And it would have been still a valid setup to go long. There's no sometimes there's nothing you can do with that. But other times, getting your stop loss hit is like kind of like a moment of clarity. Like, okay, it allows you to kind of go back through your checklist and say, like, um, like, did I do everything right? So, and is the market still running in my direction? Or should I be done for the day? So, um, you know, I guess long story short, let your stop loss get hit. Like, it's okay as long as you're protecting your trade and you're doing it right. You should be okay. So like for instance, like with these 50K accounts, right? I try to when I'm actually trading these for real, I um I only risk about $100 per trade. So right now, like I have like active, I have like 15 of these live accounts, the PA accounts. are the real accounts, and then I have like two or three more that I just got to pay for. Um, so basically, I'm risking $100 on each of these accounts per trade, right? And so the ultimate drawdown, I think, is $2,500, right? So I can lose basically 25 times on these accounts when I'm trading them for, like, obviously in the real situations, um, before I blow the account. I'm not going to lose 25 times in a row. Like, so I can get into a losing streak where I lose five, six, seven, maybe 10 times, right? Um, but I'm not going to lose most likely 25 times in a row if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So it just gives you the buffer, right? To have, those trades and take those losses. And so it's okay, take the loss as long as you're managing your risk appropriately. I guess is what I'm trying to say. You should be okay. And the losses are clarifying, especially when you start looking at like your track record over time, right? Like that TradeZilla stuff, once everybody gets a little profitable, like I recommend like having some type of system that you can subscribe to or pay that kind of shows you your stats. Just because, uh, it lets you know that, like, okay, confidently, like I'm a 70% trader or I'm a 60% trader. So if you lose 10 times in a row, statistically, you're probably going to win the next 10, right? If you're a 50% trader, right? So it's just like allowing you to, the majority of trading is putting yourself in a position to allow yourself to weather the losses. Because, like, when you get it right, everybody's happy, right? But really just, you know, you're putting yourself in a position to make sure that you're um, just riding out all the losses that you're potentially going to have. So that's all. Really want this to take off though, because ran this high. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it would be okay. Another thing too is if you would have went probably to the 1 minute time frame, you would have saw trend line liquidity being built up right there too. See these lower highs? That's just how the market just ran through them. Everybody who's not a student that's watching today, y'all getting a little bit of the secrets that I usually don't share publicly. So everybody that is a student, like Sheila, I'm sure there's probably a couple other students on the call too, but um, you guys already know a lot of this stuff. So uh, let's see. Yeah, this is not taking off the way that I want it to. Right side is spinning. Yeah. Let me go back to 67. See where we're at here. I'd like for price to stay above this line. Or like very close to it. So Sheila, if you're looking at this, you should know why this line in particular. Hey Narita, how's it going? So see where we're at 10:30. A lot of times what the market does too is that even if you get it right, this is why people are always confused by the markets because like even if you get it right, sometimes you still will get your stop loss hit, right? If you think about people that trade like normal, like the traditional, like, okay, I'm just gonna buy at a low. Market structure says we made a higher high, a higher low right here, and then we went up, right? They probably would have jammed their stop losses right underneath this level right here because they saw that go up, and this is like the most recent higher low point. So what did the market do? It came through and ran them out right there, right? And it's respecting a level that we want to see respected. Um, so even when you get it right, there's plenty of people that probably just bought into a trade right here and just jammed their stops right there because it's again, we think higher high, higher low, high, higher low, higher high, right? So there's probably a ton of volume that was sitting in this area. So if I'm looking at this gap right here, there's a very small fair value gap right here. It's overlapping. So sorry if you can't fully see it. I want to see this get used as an inverted fair value gap, meaning that I want to see the market do this. Like it's going to come out, disrespect this gap, and then take and go higher. That's what I want to see happen, right? Obviously, this one, I'm going to just get rid of this for a second. 1 minute. Okay. So ideally, I want to see this run through this gap, potentially come down and retest consequent encroachment, and then go higher. Look at the clock right now. It's 10:30. Where did we close? We respected that gap, or we respected that line right there. So all of this right here was just again to probably get a last minute run on liquidity. Um, we'll see, see, but just the idea that the market ran down here and respected this level in particular kind of lends me to the idea that we're going to keep going higher. Think about this huge wick. What the point of this wick was? It ran liquidity, right? It gave us CE, came back down one more time to run out the liquidity here, right there, and then again respecting CE. So a lot of people would look at this right now and say, okay, it's time for me to go short. We just technically almost broke structure, gave us our setup that we want to see. But in this case, I want to see the market really run through this because one, it's not in line with the overall bias for the day, and it's not in line with what we want to see long term happen on this. So that's just what I'm thinking, but I reserve the right to be wrong. So we'll see. Give it like 3 minutes. But if you guys are like taking notes for your study, I don't know why my camera keeps turning off. Y'all should be able to. Yeah, let me know if you can't hear me for whatever reason. My camera's acting weird. It keeps cutting off. So if you guys didn't hear anything I was saying for the last couple of minutes, let me know and I'll repeat it. But ideally, we traded out of this. This is exactly what I wanted to see. We traded out of this. We respected consequent encroachment, hopefully with this candle, and then we keep going higher. This would be something I would want to buy on. But I'm going to play conservative today. No, I'm not. I'm going a little bit, one more contract. Think if it cooperates, why is it not? Let me buy. Whatever. It's weird. So the one thing here with trading again is that like just use these, all these charts are doing is they're giving you a bunch of clues, right? They're giving you a bunch of just pieces on how to read it. And it's your job to kind of put the pieces to the puzzle, kind of using, especially if you're one of my students, like what the market does these signatures and price over and over and over again. And so it's your job to kind of put all these things together and kind of make the best decision possible based on what you have. So again, if price hadn't respected CE, then I probably would have been a little bit more nervous about this, then I probably would have exited this particular setup. But the fact that it respected the 15-minute, seeing how we're looking at it right now, and then jumping down to this 1 minute, and it's pretty much doing exactly what I wanted to see it do, right? Trade back, not respect this SIBI. It should be red. Sorry. The visual stuff helps a lot of people. So it didn't respect the SIBI and it's trading back down. It's currently respecting consequent encroachment of that gap. This would be something that we want to go again long on. Maybe once we close outside of this again. Or if not, sheesh, never mind. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, there it goes. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of practice and a lot of staring at charts. And thankfully, I had some good mentors that pulled me aside and showed me how this stuff works. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's really just coming to the charts day in and day out. And this is why chart watching is so important because you can't really always put yourself in the best position to win and really learn if you're just so focused on a P&L. So when you're first learning how to trade and first learning how to do this stuff, then you have to kind of spend like a few months just looking at price action, knowing of like what's going to happen and kind of project that out before you even see like money in the line. Because once you start getting that emotional factor taken in and that starts kicking in, all common sense goes out of the window. And then, you start looking back and you're like, what did I just do? Right. So, um, yeah. So we go back to 69. Oops, $700. I'm gonna get one more. I wanted to buy in one more contract earlier. It's not letting me do that. I don't know why. Let me refresh this. There it goes. I don't know why. Sometimes trading view is a weird platform, man. Like it doesn't let you do what you want to do all the time. So coming back here, we respected this level, right? Pretty much on the dot. It would have if a lot you can allow with like some coloring outside of the lines, right? Like if it would have just closed slightly below, I probably still would have been cool with that. But this is like a general area that I want the price to respect. So yeah. And I think like another thing that helped me too is like sessions like these. So not in addition to chart watching, but like having somebody kind of like hold your hand and take you through price so you're not as scared. And you because it's one thing to know these concepts, it's a totally different thing to be able to trade them, right? And see them in real time. And so having somebody that can like walk you through and it's like, hey, I see this happening, but don't trip, don't worry about it. Like um and being able to kind of like hold your hand through the storm kind of is that helped me a lot, right? So I had people that did, I mean, the same thing I'm doing. I had people do this for me. Um, and it really helped a lot. And so Really, I learn more from like actually seeing things than like just being, um, just seeing things and being like, here's the concept, here's how you apply it. You got to have both. You got to see these things over and over and over again until you like know them in your sleep. But then you also have to have the confidence to trade them and see them in real time. And having somebody pull you aside and hold your hand through a bunch of different market scenarios, you'll start seeing the pattern. If you're good or if you're attentive, you'll start seeing a pattern here as far as like what the market does over and over again. It's going to look different, right? This looks totally different than, man, yesterday or whatever, right? But it'll do the same things over and over and over again. Um, Also, to going back for all my students, this was first stage of delivery right here. There wasn't really a clear second stage. I mean, the second stage was us trading back into this order block here, right? The third stage of delivery is us trading back down to this 15-minute fair value gap right there. So we're currently in the middle of like third stage delivery, which lines up because it's almost 11 o'clock. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like an accelerated run, like in the next like 20 or 30 minutes. There's also, if you look left, there's not a lot of liquidity markers here, right? We talk about like using targets and taking things off as we kind of hit our high or target. There's not really a ton of those. There's just a high right here that I want to see kind of price run into. I don't see any like fair value gaps, or this is obviously the 1 minute or 15-minute. So let me hop back to the 1 minute. Let's see what's going on over here. Actually, it's way too. It's not going to let me go that far back on this time frame. So yeah, I don't really see anything as far as like what I'm concerned about outside of um, those things. So I'll probably look and see at that high. Also, this wick right here, bring that down a little bit. And then probably like CE of this wick too. Again, just to see how the market is respecting it, because sometimes we'll be so focused on this target that we'll forget about CE. Right, so I'll just put that line there and I'll just say like C of top wick. So I'm gonna get rid of this. So again, 3 levels, the all-time high. If we go back down to 69, what are we at? We're at 1500 on this. So for these goals, for these accounts, the 50K account that I'm looking at right now, the goal here is 3,000. So once I hit 3,000 on this, I'll cut out. And then on this one, I got a ways to go. This is just, I have to hit 15,000, I think, on the 250K. So this is not going to get past today, but, and I didn't want to put myself in a position to like really, with me being up almost not like already 8,000, I'm halfway there. It's going to be a slower account to get. But these 50K accounts, this is why I say go with these instead of the 250K, because you can really knock these out in a very good setup. You find a good setup, you can knock it out. Let's go to the 5-minute. We finally took out that high, right? Like we were dancing around that high, which is the old wick right here. Um, this would have been a good counter trend setup probably. Not really, not for what we trade. It's just messy, real sloppy. So okay, so so basically we're just kind of it's kind of like a foot race until we hit 3K, which should be this is 1800. I'm gonna clone this. Then something like this, probably to this target. If I had to, probably when we take out this high, it'll be 3K. So yeah, you guys will see me pass the challenge live pretty much from start to finish. Um, this again, this 250K will be like it's just a work in progress. I might get I'll go ahead and move these stops up. So another thing too, again, protecting your trade. I'm at least moving my stop to break even now. We're up enough that we should be okay. Oh, what? That's so weird. Okay, yeah, it's not letting me move my stops up. So let me do this. I cancel this order, and then I'm gonna create a new order as a sell stop. Let's put it. Let's go 12 contracts, and then let's put it. Say 228, and I'll just move it. 20,000. Why is it not letting me? Huh. Okay, that's weird. Stop loss order must be. It was a stealth stop, right? Like that's so weird. Okay, whatever. I'll just manually manage it. It's not a big deal. I'm more focused on this one anyway. So ideally, if this was cooperating, I would have moved my stops to break even or slightly above break even. So now that I know that I'm not in a risk for the trade, basically lets me know that I got all this profit. So I think my target here should be this 20,337 line, and we should be good to go once we take that. But again, if I was up this high, I'd move my stops up. So Tina and JD, so you guys aren't students of mine, but obviously, I think Narita and Sheila, you guys are. Um, you know, uh, if this helps, again, I do mentorship groups where I teach people my strategy from top to bottom. So I don't think y'all are students unless you guys are using a different account name. Something you could consider. Sheila and Sheila and Narita. They've been students of mine for a while, so they see this pretty much on a daily basis and everything that goes on in the mentorship chat. So teach my strategy full out for them, and then hopefully the goal really here is to I want to make traders that aren't dependent on me. And so a lot of people have these groups and they really just offer like signals. Like I could have told you an entry and I could have told you an exit, but you don't learn anything. And so what I do is I basically help them, from top to bottom as far as like learning concepts of the style that I trade, taking them through particular market setups, and it's been like a year, I think, for both of them, and I'd hope that they're getting it. There's been a lot of people in the chat that have really started to click over these past few months. So a lot of good trade setups, and now it's to the point where some of my students will put chats, put trades in the chat that I'm not even really looking at, and I just, it's just a good job because they see this stuff over and over and over again, and so you start to notice it's a pattern. So if that's something that interests you, let me know. But ideally, the goal here is to really create traders that can do this themselves and not have to worry about anything, or not worry about me, teaching them or spoon feeding them positions. So I guess that was a long-winded way of me saying, like, if that's something that interests you, let me know, because definitely can get you involved in the next mentorship group. Let's see what's going on here. See how price reacts to this. Looks real scary. I know. Oops. Did not mean to get rid of that. Really, just at this point, I'm just on until the C's hit take profit. There it goes. I wanted to buy down here. It's just like my computer is moving crazy slow today. But I wanted to buy two contracts there. So if we dive down a little bit more, then I'll buy another one. I'm trying to get done with this. I'm gonna buy one more. 67.1. This is the one that I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative with. If we hit 2K on this one, then I'm cool. So that should take us to like 9 or 10,000. Probably about 10,000. And then the profit target for this is 15. So we got 1 minute. Yes, let me go back down to the 69 one. 69 go. Hey, run for your life. Hey, run for your life. Yeah. So again, you start noticing the word of the day is consequent encroachment. And after a while, you get to the point where you can eyeball stuff, right? So like, look at that. When you start seeing stuff like that, it makes you less scared about this really running down and taking out your profit. Um, but this stuff, it's all algorithmic, man. This is a bunch of computer algorithms driving this stuff. So you tend to realize that like it's all one big game, but this is the most important game in the world. Like this is what happens. Um, this is the most important game in the world. This is, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the S&P. Like if these things crash, right, everybody's getting fired from their jobs tomorrow, laid off. So it's like this is, it's a big game, but it's once you learn the rules to the game, it's like it's I don't want to say it's easy because it's not easy. I definitely am oversimplifying it, but um 25. And at this point, it's like you're just waiting to the finish line. So it's 1300. So I might pull 2000 out of this. Again, if I was being when I take these challenges, the smaller accounts, I'm very aggressive. The bigger accounts, um, I can't be as aggressive. Like since this is a $15,000 profit target, I can't really pass this all in one day with this account because my drawdown limit is only 6,000. So on these 50K accounts, again, um, my drawdown limit is pretty much a 1-to-1 for my profit target. Like I think I get $2,500 to lose, and I have to make 3,000. So it allows me to kind of be bigger and risky with my trades. Um, but these uh these 250K accounts, the profit target is like a 1-to-2. So you have a $6,000 drawdown and a $15,000 gain to profit target. So you can't really go aggressive to pass them all in one day. So they're very slower challenges that you have to take. So $500 away. This is annoying. Annoying. If I had my stops on, like if I could place a stop, it would go right here. Probably put it somewhere right there. Um, just to protect what I've made in this position. Like I'm pretty much almost done with this challenge. Um, I think we'll take out that high. I might even hit profit before we take out that high. But the minute that this thing flashes $3,000, I'm done. And this will be a good way to close out the trading week. So again, I didn't take any real trades. I think I took like a $10 win on one of the accounts. But so I didn't really take any big trades on my actual live personals, but it doesn't hurt building up the money that you have or the amount of money that you have to actually take trades with. So let's see what happens here. Running off of this high. The only thing that matters is close candles. So it took me a long time to stop being scared of like these price movements when price just rapidly runs down. Um, it takes a long time to get for you to get used to the idea of like being okay with seeing this shoot down, because when this shoots down rapidly, your money shoots down rapidly too, right? Like I don't know what I was down, but I probably was under $2,000 when the price took that low out. Yeah, it's good. To be honest, I probably could have bought another one. I'm just trying to get done with this. Uh, but we're having a hesitancy to go over this high, so I think that was kind of like the last push that we'll see. I think we probably want to see like a very we're probably going to get a huge push now that we traded back down into that. Um, I'm looking at yep. Mm, I bought that last one too soon. Let me hop up, see what's going on. Hey, 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 run for your life. Let's see what happens here. Let me get rid of this so you guys can see better. Right there. This is dancing. It's taking its sweet time getting to this level. I don't like it. But then at the same time, like, this is a lot of times people cut profit here too. But then you also have to look at the market and say, like, what reasons, like, is there a reason why I would get out of this trade right now? And I can't really find one, right? We're consolidating. So we know that we want to see a dive down to the market. Let's go 3 minutes. Still respecting the top half of this gap. Let's go 4 minute. Still there. Huge rejection. 5 minute. These RELs kind of bother me a little bit. Just a little bit. This one, we might come back down here after lunch. Like I could see us doing something like this, depending on how we close before lunch, going into lunch. See us taking out this high, maybe coming back down here for the PM session start and then going higher. But that's me kind of speculating a lot. Like I try not to like put too much of my views on the market like each day. I try to just react. Sheila, so I didn't move my stop loss. I tried to move my stop loss up, and for some reason TradingView was acting weird, so I just canceled it out altogether. But ideally my stop loss would have been underneath this level here. It would have probably been underneath consequent encroachment, which is also that last kind of low on the price swing. So we're at 2,800 right now. My take profit is probably going to be this line up here. And this is the part that I hate on these challenges, where it's like you're so close to your profit target and you just need this to flash 3,000 and you're done. But if you look at the 5-minute here, we're probably good. What time is it? 11:07. We'll probably hit this in the next 5 minutes. I just don't like this. The stubbornness in me does not want to close out until we get this 3K. So let me go ahead and get rid of some of this. And so Narita, Sheila, again, this is consolidation, right? So anytime you see that consolidation, you already know what you should be expecting. That run on liquidity in the opposite direction and then going higher, right? In this case, right? So this is meant to do two things. It's meant to build contracts up, right, above and below, right? But it's also meant to like really just frustrate the traders, because if you're thinking about, even if you're looking at it from this being your target right up here, and you're so focused on this and price starts doing this, it's going to induce emotion, right, in you. It's going to have you thinking, maybe I need to get out sooner than I do. But really just, whenever you see that consolidation, look, obviously identify your target, but then also look below and see like where can we run to for that manipulation run to go higher. Because that's usually, and in this case, what we were coming back to was that 5-minute imbalance to hit that one more time. And that was the liquidity the sell side liquidity that we needed to get to go higher. We're almost there, about $150 off. I'll look back and see what the other one is on. Oh man, I just need this to flash a little bit over $3,000 and then we're good. This is the part I hate. Like I just needed one quick shoot up there. Trade it back down into that order block. I'll show you something in a second. Almost there. Come on, 3,000. Come on, it's 3,000. I just needed to go a little bit over. That's cool. Ah, shoot. Damn it. Whatever. I'm $15 short. That's annoying. That's so annoying. All right. Well, I pretty much passed this challenge. I just need to make $15. Normally wouldn't do this, but Let's buy in with 1 micro here. I think we'll take out that high. If not, then whatever. Dang, that's annoying. I closed it just a little too soon. So let's see if we can make like 15 bucks real quick. On the way to the target. That's annoying. The thing I was going to show you guys was the order block again. Draw this order block head to toe. And now we trade back down to that CE level again. Oh, I'm so mad. Man, that's annoying. All right, let's see. $9, $6, $4. Yeah, this might not happen. Either way, I'm $5 or $15 short. It'll take me like 2 minutes in a trade to worry about that. That's annoying. All right, let me go back to the other one. So I'm up 1600 right now on this. I'm gonna hold this one, but more focused on trying to close this out. Ah man, that's so annoying. This is like again, this is the part that I hate. And really, I should have just called it a day, but this is my emotions kicking in now, to be honest. So the minute I see $15 on here, I'm closing. Maybe like a little bit higher than $15. Like it's got to be maybe like 17, something like that. 10, 12, 13. So I'm at 98. All right, bet. $53,300 or $53,003. Challenge passed. Cool. So you guys watch me pass this one challenge here. I'm gonna go back to this one really quickly. So I'm at 9,050 or 250,948. So I'll probably gonna ride this until I see a break of structure since I'm not really near my profit target. So yeah. Cool. But yeah, like you said, you guys saw the me pass the one account. So hopefully this kind of helped, obviously the learning process and learning curve. It's another account added to the collection, I guess. I can't wait to figure out what I'm doing here so I can start trading these things for real, start making some real money off of these. Narita and Sheila, definitely watch this one back. This is a good one to watch again, just because again, it's the thought process stuff. You're gonna see the same stuff over and over and over again, but it's just like how to think in these different scenarios. So definitely revisit this. Thanks, appreciate it. So yeah, I'll keep this going for a couple minutes, but I'm really just kind of riding this wave to see how much I can make on this run. But yeah, one challenge knocked out. Oops. So I'll leave this running for a little while, but I'm not really I really don't have anything else too much to add. Maybe we can run towards this and then I'll close on this one too for the day. But Ideally, profit target here is going to be the high of the day. Man, I'm ready for this holiday, man. I am ready to eat some barbecue and chill. Hey, what's up? Sorry. Yeah, I kind of left this running. You guys can hop off if you want to. I'm closing this trade out right now, pretty much. Um, because we're pretty much at the all-time high, which is our target for the week. If I zoom out, um, and kind of like get rid of all this stuff. We're really close to it. I mean, I could hold on for maybe like another few $100, but we're getting close to the lunch hour, so I'll probably. Oh no, we just hit it. Yeah, that's its weekly target right there. Boom. So I'm out. I'm calling it a week, and yeah, pass one challenge, 3,000 another. Yo, everybody have a good holiday weekend. And yeah, I mean, if you guys enjoy it, let me know, and I'll probably do some of these next week if I got time. So peace.